What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Elite Suite, and today I'm bringing you another weekly market guide. You know the drill. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and if you are not new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like button if you want to keep seeing these weekly market guides. So today I'm going to be focusing on when to buy and sell based off of leagues, and then also player of the month, and I'll sprinkle in some other things as well. It's going to be a little bit longer because I want to go in depth with these when to buy and when to sell because there's a lot to talk about. So let's start it off with legends. I was able to pick up a couple legends when they were at their lowest, or at least close to their lowest. I know a couple people got a little bit of better deals, but I ultimately came out with tons of profit. So let's start off with Rio Ferdinand. I was able to pick up Rio Ferdinand for 620,000 coins. It wasn't like a snipe or anything, that's just what he went for. And Rio Ferdinand has already recovered from 620k all the way to 640k, and it's even been higher than that earlier this week. So with legends making this big of a recovery, I'd say the window is closed for buying these cards. Do not go and buy yourself a legend because it's just too much right now. Brem, I was also able to pick up for 321,000, and right now he's no less than 405,000 coins. So a big recovery on those cards. I'd wait until Sunday night or Monday to buy these legends, and I definitely consider selling them within the next 2 weekends because they're so high right now. They've made one of the quickest recoveries of any type of card I've ever seen in any FIFA. I know that has a lot to do with Weekend League, but really big recovery for the legends. And hopefully you guys followed my last market guide when I told you to pick up those legends. You made big profit with me. If you did, let me know in the comment section below which legends you picked up and how much profit you made. Let's go ahead and take a look at Premier League cards now. I was able to pick up a Smalling for my team for 5,600 coins, and then I was also able to pick up a De Gea for 82,000 coins. Obviously a really good deal coming out of that EPL weekend. Now that it's been almost 2 weeks since that EPL weekend has finished, it's about time to sell, but you can still see that investors are still affecting the prices of smaller cards like Smalling and Conte because those were invested in heavily. So with that being said, Conte has not only dropped in price because of his upgraded card, but he's also dropped in price because of the investors. So cards like that, I would suggest holding for another week because you want to basically outpatience the other investors. That's how you're going to make maximum profit. Once you get impatient, that's when you know you're not making maximum profit. David De Gea has recovered all the way from 82k to 99,000. Now, he normally sells for around 115k, or at least that's what he was before the crash, so he could possibly rise a little bit more, but I'd say the window is pretty close for players like David De Gea. On the other hand, for Smalling and cards like that, picking these cards up on Monday and Sunday night, actually not a bad idea. With Smalling being only 8,000 coins right now, you could definitely see his card rise a little bit higher considering he's used in so many weekend league squads, and the investors are still keeping his price pretty low. It's only a matter of time before he starts rising as fast as some of these other cards have. Let's go ahead and talk about Bundesliga and La Liga now. Bundesliga and La Liga cards, I focused my investments more on Bundesliga just because I'm a fan of the Bundesliga, I'm a fan of Dortmund. So I'm going to go and show you my end of my transfer list here. Here's the method that I'm using in the past couple weeks for profit. You can check that video out, I'll link it at the end. But with these cards, Marco Reus in them, I got this Marco Reus with a Hunter card on him for 61k. I was able to pick up another one here on this page, another one with a Hunter card on it for 60k. So you get the gist of it. He's pretty cheap right now, but there's a lot of people also investing in these cards. So as I said for the Smalling, you got to outpatience the other investors. So I wouldn't sell this weekend. I think that Marco Reus is still pretty low, and that's because people are getting impatient with their investments. Aubameyang has made a little bit more of a recovery because I got him for 82k with a Hunter card on him, and he's recovered to about 96k already. You can just trust me on that one. And that obviously is profit, but considering Aubameyang, was about 140k before this market crash, you could see him rise a little bit higher. Now, one thing you have to consider is that 87 rated upgrade. That's going to make it so he never will recover to the price he was before quite all the way. But he will still probably rise a little bit more, and I'm going to wait another week on him at least to sell. So that's with the La Liga players as well. You kind of want to wait another week, outweight the other investors. That goes for big and small cards. Team of the Year Ramos cards all the way down to regular Pepes, to Musanda's left wing card, just anything La Liga or Bundesliga. So, next topic of the video, I'm going to be talking about Player of the Month investments. Now, Player of the Month is getting closer, so it's definitely time to make the investments on your cards. Obviously, I've been talking about this for about 2 weeks now. I've made a couple of investments, but I haven't gone too big yet, and I do plan doing so tonight and tomorrow, especially during Weekend League Rewards. So, this is obviously going to come out on Thursday morning, and Weekend League Rewards will come out on Thursday afternoon. Be sure to get in on the Player of the Month investments during Rewards. So, the EA and Premier League will most likely release the fan vote on March 3rd. That's on Friday. That will most likely last until about March 6th, and then they're going to release the POTM on the morning of Friday, March 10th. That's based off of previous months. Their most likely player to win is actually going to be Romelu Lukaku of Everton. But he's not guaranteed to win it, although he is most likely to do so. Harry Kane has a pretty strong chance as well, but then some off chances might be Manolo Gabbiadini, Gareth McCauley, and possibly even Eden Hazard, who won the WhoScored.com Player of the Month for the Premier League. Considering Lukaku is most likely to win this POTM nominations, investments such as Belgian informs are pretty obvious. But since that's so obvious, I'd say you probably should focus on some other things. He's already been invested in ton. Like, this Belgian informs have risen a significant amount, and you can see how much they actually have. A discard card like Hillet is 25,000 coins. You've got Defour, his orange cards up to over 20k when it's normally at about 16k, and then players like Tielemans, who is even higher because he played for Romelu Lukaku's past team, which was Anderlecht. So that's another card that has risen in price. He's up to 32k, and he's currently price fixed. So definitely, I'd say avoid those cards. It's too late. The window has passed for investing in those informs. But some cards that I do think I'll be focusing my investments on are the high-rated Belgian cards, such as Outerworld, Vertonghen, Courtois, and Lukaku himself even. So let's go ahead and take a look at Courtois. Courtois, who is at his lowest point, about 26,000 coins, has about risen up to about 32k now, and that's still a pretty solid price. He's about 32,750, and during reward packs, you could probably get him for about 30k, with Weekend League going to rise his price up a little bit, and then the Lukaku POTM hype, I think you'll be making quite a bit of coins. Another card to look at, again, Outerworld, and I'll explain why Outerworld is the perfect investment a little bit later in the video. Give me about a minute, and I'll explain. Him and Vertonghen, that is. So, Toby Outerworld, he is going to be around, looks like he's risen to over 10,000 coins. I was able to pick up a couple for 9k, but I still think that there's tons of profit to be made if you were able to pick them up for 10,000 coins. He'll easily rise to about 14 or 15k before POTM is released. And remember the golden rule, sell into the hype, never wait until the actual POTM is released, unless you're a risky motherfucker and you're ready to take a big loss or a big win. So, let's go ahead and take a look at Vertonghen's price as well, so I can go ahead and throw him into the list. Vertonghen, as an 83 rated card, obviously he's a lot cheaper than the Outerworld, but he is 2 ratings less, so he is a little bit less invested in. He's about 3,900, pretty expensive for an 83 rated card. And then Lukaku himself obviously is an all-around good investment. First off, he plays for Romelu Lukaku's team, which is Everton. He plays for Belgium. That's where Lukaku plays. Perfect investment for POTM. I always invest in the actual player who is going to possibly or probably get that POTM card. So Lukaku all around is probably going to be needed for at least one of those squad building challenges. Then the next player that you got to consider is going to be Harry Kane. He's got a slight chance of winning. I'd say Lukaku about 25% chance of winning, a 20% chance for Harry Kane, and then a 5% chance on anybody else. Harry Kane has obviously got an English inform possibility for a requirement, and considering that the inform Michael Keane is about 13k right now, it looks like he might be a little bit more than 12,750 right now. Let's go and see if he's within this range right now. Yeah, there he is. Michael Keane, you've got him from the Premier League. He's also English. He's 81 rated, and I'd say that's a really good investment. He's cheaper than Sinclair right now, who doesn't even play in the Premier League, and he is the same rating. Trippier is even pretty cheap right now, so maybe investing in him as well wouldn't be a bad idea, considering that Trippier is from Tottenham as well. So you're getting both Tottenham, Inform, and English out of the way in one card. So you're really double dipping with that one. So I'd invest in Michael Keane. I've already invested in a couple of him, and he's guaranteed to rise not only from the Premier League possibility of an Inform, but also from the English possibility from an Inform. So that's really, really a solid investment. You're not really having any chance of losing coins because you wait till about March 9th, you sell them on, you're going to make profit. Then let's go ahead and talk about who these players have played for in the past. Now, Lukaku has played for Anderlecht. That's the most prominent team that he's played for, but he also played for Chelsea, and he also played for West Brom. And considering that 4 of his goals this month came against Bournemouth, I'd say investing in a few of those cheap gold cards might also be smart. His February opponents were Middlesbrough, Sunderland, and I cannot remember the third. It was Middlesbrough, Sunderland, and I can't remember the third one. I'll go ahead and put a picture on the screen. And then Harry Kane's opponents in February were Middlesbrough, Liverpool, and Stoke. So a little bit of a more difficult schedule than Lukaku. But nonetheless, I would focus my Harry Kane investments more on Vertonghen and Outerworld because you're not only getting the investment for Harry Kane for Tottenham with Outerworld and Vertonghen, but you're also getting it through Lukaku's Belgium requirement. So that's a double dip good investment for no matter who gets it, really. I think that those guys will probably go up a ton. Then the last thing that I'm going to be talking about today is going to be St. Patrick's Day. Now, while some years have been better than the others, normally this is a huge letdown for investors, but if you do make any investments for this, be sure to follow the golden rule. Sell into the hype. Do not wait until St. Patrick's Day to sell. Considering that Republic of Ireland informs have already risen quite a bit, I'd say you should probably stay away from the investments. Now, you still got players like Rooney who are decently cheap and could rise a couple more thousand coins, but players like McGeady have already risen an absolute ton. He's up to about 20,000 coins nearly, and the window for investing in him is really already closed. So another idea to kind of consider for this St. Patrick's Day hype is going to be the possibility of a daily knockout tournament that requires Irish cards. So that's always a possibility. EA always throws new things. Maybe investing in a few cheap Irish cards might not be too bad of an idea. I'd avoid players like Robbie Keane, but as you can see, it only goes up to about March 14th right now, so you don't know what the requirements are going to be on St. Patrick's Day, but they might release something cool for us on the daily knockout tournament, or possibly a weekend league that requires maybe 2 or 3 Irish players. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's weekly market guide. Again, if you're new to the stream, you know the drill. Go ahead, or new to the video, too focused on my stream that I was just streaming on. But if you guys are new to the video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and go ahead and comment below. What are your best investments that you made last week that have already risen in price, and what will be your investments for this week? I think I'm going to focus my investments on Vertonghen, I'm going to focus my investments on Outerworld, and I'm also going to focus my investments on players like Aubameyang, and then this Piaka card, who is so good and so cheap right now. It's just kind of ridiculous how cheap that is. No way he doesn't rise in a couple weeks. I've already got a couple Michael Keanes that I was able to pick up. Got that one for 11,500. Got this one for 9,900. Got another one here for 9,900. And then I got all these Rooneys here for about 7,000 coins. So as you can see, he's already risen, so you might want to avoid investing in him. The window might be closing pretty soon, but maybe a couple K profit to be made. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comment section below, or you can contact me on Twitter @EliteFIFA, and I hope you enjoyed your stay at the Elite Suite. Peace. Ow!